card review. There has been a lot of cards being released by Blizzard for Hearthstone, for Rakazan's Rumble. Oh my god, it's not that hard. It's Rastakhans. So we're gonna review the cards. As a professional Hearthstone player that I am, that's not true at all. We're just gonna see what an average player like me thinks of the new Hearthstone cards that have just been released. The last cards I reviewed were the Loa and Spirit for the Priest class, so we're going to be moving our way up from that point all the way up to the most recent released card, and let's see what we think. Also, I am overexposed as always, but it's okay because I'm going to back up this time. So the first card is a 7/7 for 7 drop in the Druid class. It is a common, and it is Beast for those who believe it's relevant. Ironhide Direhorn is the name, and Overkill is the game. Overkill, summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt, which I believe is not bad. You get a 5/5 with you when you kill something that has 6 or less health. So, I mean, that's not bad. Also, if the runts count as ticks on your Druid quest, then potentially you could get a lot of value off of Ironhide here by basically using this for a quest druid deck and using 2 of these and a couple other high cost cards to get yourself the quest late game. But again, it's a 7 drop and it's late game. You don't really want the quest that late, but still, it's an idea. We're just thinking up stuff. But overall, just in general, with some of the other context cards to this class in general and in this set, Druid seems pretty so far, but this card, not too bad in my opinion. It's a decent body, and if you kill something with 6 or less health, you get another decent body for 7 mana, so I think it's pretty fair, and I'm gonna give it 2 stars. A 2-star rating. So next, we have a legendary card. This is a 9-drop 7/7. Again, Beast for those who believe it's relevant. Unadasta. It reads, Rush Overkill, summon a beast from your hand. So for 9 mana, you drop a 7/7, kill something with 6 or less health, and then you get a random beast out from your hand, which seems pretty good. There's a lot of pretty decent beasts just in general that's already in the game. Plus, you're getting some stuff in the new set that are beasts. A lot of them, I looked, have battle cries, so I'm assuming that if you summon it from your hand, you're not going to get that battle cry, which is unfortunate, but stuff like Savannah Highmane and the Rhino I am a hunter player, and all I can think of is turning my aggro beast hunter into a mid-range beast hunter with some of the new cards from the new set. We haven't seen the Spirit or the Loa for the Hunter class yet, so I don't know what else is going to be going with that. But we have some Beast Synergy cards starting with this one, and I think it's really, really good, not by itself, but in the context of the rest of the game. I think it can be really, really good and used to an interesting situation. Because you can get a pretty high cost card the first turn you play this. So you spend 9 mana, kill a thing of your opponent's, that's decently statted because it has 6 or less health, and then you get like a Savannah Highmane or your Rhino, or just like the list goes on and on and on. And again, Hunter is not the only class with beasts, and this is neutral, so if other beast cards come out that are really good for the different classes, you can run this in anything. Obviously, that's what neutral means. So this card I think is pretty good, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars because of the rush. So the next card is a neutral 1-drop 1/1 at common. It's Gurubashi Chicken. It's one of those chicken meme cards that they like to throw in some of the sets. It's enrage this and this and that. It's a chicken meme. It's funny. They made another chicken card. But anyway, it's a beast for anyone who believes that's relevant, and it's overkill, gain 5 attack. Here's the thing, right? I immediately just... it's so much work. Like, it's so much work to try to just get it to... you have to use spells on a 1/1 that they can just silence It's a meme chicken. 1 star. Next, we have a paladin spell, and I'm telling you guys, mid-range quest paladin, new meta, because it's gonna be good. 7-drop epic, a new challenger, Discover a 6-cost minion, summon it with taunt and divine shield. People were saying there's not a lot of control priests for the Loa to go into. What I meant to say is that there isn't very many paladin spells that are worth playing that would cost a lot of mana to make the Loa cheaper. And they are really defining some late game, very good, very worthy contenders for building some sort of long game paladin. You get a 6-drop with taunt and divine shield. It protects you twice, potentially. They gotta pop the divine shield, and they gotta get through your taunt. I think this card is very, very good. Of course, everything is susceptible to silence and polymorph and all that kind of stuff. But that aside, this is a really good card. For 7 mana, you get a 6-drop that protects you. And if you get good 6-drops that have other effects as well, then that's good too. You get taunt, divine shield, and the effects of the 6-drop. Plus, it's a 6-drop, so it's probably going to have some pretty decent stats. This card's just really good. I think this card right here, and this is the first of the set, 5 stars. So we got another legendary here. This time it is the Shaman legendary. It is the Troll Lord for Shaman. It is a 3-drop, 1/3, named Zentimo. Whenever you target a minion with a spell, it also targets the adjacent ones, which is pretty interesting if you combine like Electra Storm Surge with Zentimo, and you get like a super lightning, like a super zap or something. Like, I'm sure there's some interesting combos that you can do. You can silence a bunch of minions at once if you play this, and then you play the one drop silence spell that Shaman has. So there's some interesting implications with this. Again, kind of molding around the fact that you will just keep getting tons and tons and tons of Shaman spells with Hagatha, and you get to double those Shaman spells with Electra Storm Surge, and it targets a bunch of minions with Zentimo. There's a lot of synergy sort of stuff that they've really been trying to push with like not a spell Shaman, but using spell Shamans to the best of their ability, which I think is pretty interesting. Is this card going to be good? I think it's going to be alright, to be totally honest with you. It's a 3-drop that you can then curve into a 7 mana worth of spells, targeting a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's pretty good, and for that, I'm going to say 4 stars. So the next card we have is a 2-drop neutral rare Water Boy. It is a 2/1 minion, and the battle cry, your next hero power this turn costs 0. Immediately I'm thinking for 4 mana you can ping your opponent for 4 damage with the Priest Death Knight card hero power. There's also other implications to it. They're really trying to push hero power mage sort of stuff, like odd hero power mage, because you would get a lot of benefit from that. Also, I'm not sure if it's going to be super worth it, because this itself is 2 mana and the hero powers are 2 mana. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's some interesting stuff that you could do with it, but I'm not really seeing it. I'm giving Waterboy 1 star. So we have got another legendary. There is a ton of legendaries that have been released in the last, in the big bulk of stuff that has been released since the last video that I made. There's been a lot of legendaries, but this one is the Mage Loa. It is a 7-drop Janalai the Dragonhawk. It is a 4/4 beast, for those who believe that is relevant. And the battle cry, if your hero power has dealt 8 damage this game, summon Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. That's really good. They put that one in the Hall of Fame for a reason. That card is really good. Okay, just first of all, 5 stars. Odd Mage has to use their hero power only 4 times. Odd Mage has to use their hero power 4 times before turn 7. And on turn 7, they can get a Ragnaros. No questions asked. None. if you have this in your hand on turn 7, if you take 4 turns to ping something and you deal that much damage with Odd Mage, with your hero power by turn 7, you get Ragnaros. Is that enough said? And there's more stuff that I haven't reviewed yet that helps Odd Mage. 5 stars. So we just reviewed the Loa for the Mage, so we're now going to go ahead and review the Spirit for Mage. It is a 2-drop 0-3 with stealth for 1 turn, like all of the other spirits. This is Spirit of the Dragonhawk. Also, side note, I really like the art for Dragonhawk and the Spirit of the Dragonhawk. I think it looks actually really cool. But anyway, so this one, your hero power also targets adjacent minions. Thankfully, I've already told you this, but it's a 2-drop. You can't just do 8 damage spread amongst 3 minions with Odd Mage's hero power, but you could still do 3 damage split among, adjacent minions. This is still really good, even if it's not Odd Mage. You could still run Dragonhawk and the Spirit in the same deck, and it'll still be worth it. You then are doing 3 for 2 damage, which is pretty good. I mean, granted, after a while with some of the late game stuff, it might not be as good. But then I hear you saying, wait, Mike, Frost Lich Jaina. And you're right. Do you get really annoyed when you have to do math to make sure that your minions can't get killed and destroyed by Frost Lich Jaina's hero power, so then they get another life-stealing water elemental? Are you annoyed with that? Well, now multiply it by 3. If you multiply it by 3, they get 3 water elementals if they really play their cards right. Granted, the Death Knight cards are going to be rotating soon, thankfully, with next April, with the release of the next Hearthstone set, the first one in 2019, the Death Knight cards will be rotating. But until April, we have to still deal with Frost Lich Jaina, which, if you can't tell, is honestly one of my least favorite cards. And yes, I know you could say, Mike, well, just play around the hero power and don't let your stuff get killed. I still lose to Elemental Mage every time. Maybe because I'm a bad player, but I just lose to Elemental Mage too much. And this Spirit triggers me when I think about the fact that they can bolt 3 of my minions at once. And if they kill them, they get more water elementals. Spirit of the Dragonhawk, 5 stars. You thought I was done with Mage. You're wrong. We have more Mage cards, and guess what? Guess what? It's a 1-drop, 1/1 Daring Fire Eater, which, by the way, has cool art. I really like the art. I think this is a cool looking card. First of all, it's a common, by the way. The battle cry is your hero power this turn deals 2 more damage, and it can be put into Odd Mage, which means that you can do 4 damage for 3 mana. And if you have the Spirit out, it hits the adjacent minions, so you're dealing potentially 4 damage to 3 different minions for a total of 3 mana. This is incorrect because you cannot put the Spirit into Odd Mage. Therefore, we would be doing 3 damage to 3 minions, playing your hero power and the Fire Eater. And then again, if you wait till you drop the Frost Lich Jaina, then your Frostbolt does 3 damage instead of 1, so then they can kill something with 3 mana. So now, whenever I'm doing my math for Frostbolt, I have to think, can they kill this if it's at 3 mana? And they have a Fire Eater in hand. I'm not doing the rant again, but this one I don't think is as good. It's pretty decent. It's a 1 mana 1/1, so it's not a huge body. For 1 mana, you can do 2 more damage onto your hero power. This is a 3-star card because of the stuff that's so much heavily revolving around this type of thing. 3 stars for this one. So we're gonna get started with the Warlock cards. This is a 1-drop spell for Warlock called Shriek. It is a rare, and discard your lowest costed card. Deal 2 damage to all minions. You know what? I don't want to discard my cards because that's bad. Well, guess what? Already, the 2-drop legendary that came from Explore on Goro. Once again, don't mind me. I'm an idiot instead of Explore Ungoro, I meant Journey to Ungoro. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a 2/2, and whenever you discard it, it gets +2/+2. It's special summoned or it's returned to your hand. I can't remember which one it is, but it then becomes a 4/4 if you discard it. Hopefully, discarding the lowest cost card in your hand is that card, which would be good. Again, you have to think about the fact that this is also the lowest costed card, not the lowest costed minion. So if you have a 1-drop or a 0-drop spell, then you also have to discard the spells, not just the minions. And you're dealing 2 damage to everything on the board, which is not bad. You could set up for a Lord Godfrey, you can set up for a Defile this way. There's a lot of quick maths that you gotta do in Warlock now. If you're playing a control Warlock and your opponent's playing something aggro, you can throw down this turn like 4 or 5. True, you discard a card and hopefully you get value off of that discard, which you will because of the other cards that I'm going to review here in a second. But you also get to clear your opponent's board potentially because they're running an aggro, which usually has low health minions. I don't have to explain to you how aggro works. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm sorry. But Shriek, I don't think is that bad. I'm going to say it's 2 stars because it's not mind-blowing. It's not crazy. But with context of the rest of the cards that have been released for Warlock in this set and some of the stuff that Warlock already has at its disposal, then it's not terrible, and it's pretty good. So I'm gonna say probably 2.5 stars. I'm gonna change myself. Two and a half stars. Here we go. We got another legendary. This is the legendary Troll Warlord for Warlock. She is the High Priestess Jakilik. And again, I usually am not like a super big fan of the art of Hearthstone because it's very cartoony. I much prefer the art style to Magic, where it's very big and realistic sort of way. They're just 2 different feels. But there's a lot of cards in this set that I really like the artwork. And again, Jakilik is one of the cards that I think has some pretty cool artwork on it. But regardless, she is a 4-drop 3/4, and she has Taunt and Lifesteal. And when you discard this, add 2 copies of it to your hand. That's not bad. You get 2 more of these if you discard it. There is a lot of things in Warlock that are pretty good at discarding things, especially Doomlord. I'm an idiot, it's called Doomguard, my bad. Doomguard can discard this. There's the 2-drop little weird devil girl that can discard this. There's Shriek that can discard this. Again, getting this off of Shriek is probably a little bit far-fetched because it is 4 costed and there's plenty of stuff that's below 4 cost that Warlock might want to play. So I don't know about that, but still, there's plenty of stuff that you can discard this, and again, you can get some weird loops going on as well. Like, you can just discard this, get 2 copies up to your hand, discard it again, get another 2 copies of it to your hand. By that point, you've created 3 copies, I think. As long as you try to keep 1 in your hand, you can keep generating a bunch of High Priestesses. And I don't know how efficient you could do that, and I don't know how reliably you could do that, but the potential is there for you to be able to do that, which is kind of crazy, especially when it's a 3/4 Taunt and Lifesteal, which is not bad. It protects you. It's only 4 mana, so you can drop 2 in a single turn and hero power, or there's some stuff that you can do. Like, this is not a bad card. I think this card is going to be pretty good because of the context of which it's being put into. There's already stuff in Warlock that can discard, and they're introducing value for discarding cards and more accurate and controlled ways to discard cards, which you'll see in a second because I'm going to review some more stuff. But this card, I think, is a 4-star. They're releasing some really good stuff. So I told you we were not done with Warlock at all. This is another Warlock minion. It is a 3-drop Reckless Dire Troll. It is a 2/6 taunt, which is not bad in the slightest. Like, that's pretty good. A 2/6 taunt for 3 is pretty good. You're saying, well, what's the catch? Battlecry, discard your lowest costed card. Again, more controlled and reliable discard effects, which is not bad considering that you get value off of discarding stuff. Again, from the Explore Ungoro card. Again, please don't mind me. I'm still an idiot. I mean Journey to Ungoro. The 2-drop 2/2 with the Troll Lord. They're called Troll Lords, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're called Troll Lords. You get the Troll Lord effect off of this as well, but this does take a lot of skill, a lot of brain power, a lot of Rick and Morty high Q to make sure that you're playing these cards at the right time, because it is discarding your lowest costed card, which means that if you have a spell that costs less than 4, you won't get the Troll Lord's effect, and if you have something less than 2, you won't get the Explore Ungoro. Journey to Ungoro cards effect. So there is that you really do gotta have high IQ and play these smart to discard the right stuff, but the rest of the surrounding cards that give you value for discarding and giving you a 3-dropped 2/6 taunt, I think is really good. Not mind-blowing, but really good. I'm giving this card 3 stars. Alrighty, so this is another Warlock minion. This is a 6-drop 6/6 called Soul Warden. It is an epic. The battle cry is add 3 random cards you discarded this game to your hand. Ooh, that's spicy. You get controlled discard effects, and then you're gonna give me 3 of them back? You're gonna give me 3 more of the Ungoro legendary. I kind of said it right this time. Never mind. You're gonna give me 3 more of the new Troll Lord. You're just gonna give me the things that I threw away back? Yes, please. And it's a battle cry, so they can't silence it if it was a death rattle or something. Because there was one card, Dinomancer, was a death rattle, gave you back cards that you discarded, which was okay, but it was susceptible to silence because it was a death rattle, and you wouldn't get your discarded card back. So that was problematic. But this is a battle cry. Immediately, as soon as you drop it, you get 3 cards back. Dinomancer was only 1, I believe. So this is, again, with context to the rest of the cards that they have been releasing for Warlock and the stuff that Warlock already has access to, this seems pretty good. You get, I'll say it again, controlled discard effects, and then I can get them back for 6 mana. That's not bad. That's pretty good. And I think that's worth 4 stars. Soul Warden, give me back the stuff that I strategically discarded. Yes, please. Alrighty, so the next card, we are moving away from Warlock. Finally, I can stop talking about discard effects. But this is a 3 mana warrior minion. It is a 3/2, and it is a epic, and it is called Smolderthorn Lancer. Now get this, battle cry, if you're holding a dragon, destroy a random minion. What? We're just gonna, hey, we found these things that we kind of stashed away called dragons. We used to put them in priest sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna take those and we're gonna throw them into warrior now. Warrior can have them. Sure, let's go for it. Why not? Last set, Warrior just got a buttload of mechs and a new hero card that you can build off of. Maybe give them some more interesting mech synergy stuff, or, you know, build off of some of the stuff that you were kind of tinkering with in the last set for Warrior. I wouldn't suggest it because mechs are bad, but I mean, dragons here. Sure, why not? Take it and run with it. I think I knocked my hat over. Fred actually texted me. I said there's only 16 dragons in standard right now that Warrior can play. Most of them are legendary. Okay, 5 of them are legendary, but still a lot of them are high cost. Fred says, yeah, but so many of them are good, like Primordial Drake and Bone Drake. True, you are very correct. So, yeah. Like, I don't know what to do with this card right now, to be totally honest. Because we have some really decent dragons in the neutral class that everything can play. Stuff like Primordial Drake, Scalehide Dragon Dude, Yashara's in standard still. There's a lot of stuff. I can't really rate this right now because I don't think I have enough context to rate this, because I would just say it's 2 stars. It's a very conditional 3-drop execute with a body, which is not that good. But if we see more dragons being released, or if the Loa for the warrior is a dragon, which I'm hoping it is, we're going to revisit this because I don't know where to put this right now. Currently it's only like a 2-drop, or currently it's only like a 2-star, so I don't know what to do with this. Alright, so the next card we have is a 3-drop rogue spell. We're hitting some more pirate synergies because this is Raiding Party. It is a rare, and it reads, draw 2 pirates from your deck, combo, and add a weapon. Alright, we've seen some pirates, and we've seen some pirate synergies in Rogue. They took Pirate Warrior and gave it to Rogue. They took Dragon Priest and gave it to Warrior. So we're shuffling some stuff around. This could get spicy. This is probably like a 2-star, maybe a 3-star card. There's some pretty decent pirates, and I'm assuming they're going to be releasing more really decent pirates in the future. And again, it's a combo, so if you play something earlier that turn, you get a weapon. You can get a Kingsbane, you can get a Spectral Cutlass, you can get a this, you can get a that, you get a weapon, and there's definitely some weapons in Rogue that's being played right now still. So not bad. Probably like two and a half stars. Two and a half stars. So we have another giant-esque card. This time it is a 12-drop Priest Minion Grave Horror. It is a 7/8 and it has Taunt. And it costs 1 less for each spell that you've cast this game. And let me look at some of the other priest cards. So this is only the 4th priest card that we have seen in this set, and it doesn't synergize with anything else. We had the Potion of Madness, I think it was called. My bad, it's called Surrender to Madness, which destroys 3 of your mana crystals and gives it a Kelseth effect, which we've all decided is absolute garbage. And then we have the Loa and the Spirit that were revealed, which are okay. Thus far, they're pretty not bad. But again, we need more context around this priest class. And this doesn't synergize with anything that they have showed us. It's based around the casting of spells. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Priest definitely plays a lot of spells, and especially in this sort of meta where there's Copy Priest, there's Res Priest, there's Divine Spirit Interfire Priest. There's a lot of these heavily spell-based decks that wouldn't mind having a decently statted, lower-costed taunt minion to be able to throw out there as well. This just seems like a universally good card. Like, why is Mountain Giant good? Why is Sea Giant good? Because they're just decent statted cards that you can reduce the cost of to get for cheaper. And now Priest has one of those with taunt. So I'm a little bit disappointed by this because I was really hoping that they would release more stuff that synergized with the Loa or made Surrender to Madness seem decent. But this is just a good card. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars just because it's good. So the next card I am excited about. It is a 3-drop neutral minion at the epic slot, and it is Untamed Beastmaster. It is a 3/4, and whenever you draw a beast, give it +2/+2. Yes! This is some spicy stuff. I love Beast Hunter. Hunter is my favorite class still, and it's a neutral so I can play it in the Hunter slot. Just like the other legendary card, just like Unadasta, this can be placed into many different classes that care about Beast, but for me, I'm thinking about Hunter because it's already an established Beast class. So with just those two together, you play Untamed Beastmaster, and then you draw the 9-drop, the 9-drop legendary that I just said and I can't remember the name of because I'm terrible at remembering names. Instead of a 7/7, it turns into a 9/9, which then the overkill makes it even better because you can kill something with 8 health or less. Also, just your little stuff gets bigger. Your big stuff gets bigger. Your Savannah Highmane is now an 8/7, or your Scavenging Hyena is now starting at a 4/4. Your Rush Beast that was showed already, that was revealed already, instead of a 1/1 1 with Rush. It's now a 3/3 with Rush. Like, it's pretty good. This card I am super excited about, and my rating is probably going to be biased, but I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. I think it's probably a 2-star, but because I'm super hyped about it, I want to give it a 3-star. So I'm giving it a 3-star card. So yeah, sue me, but I think it's going to be fun to play. I like Beast Hunter, and I'm going to run into mid-range Beast Hunter with the new neutral legendary. This could be cool, or it could not be good, but I'm excited to play it, so I'm giving it 3 stars. Finally, one of the first cards that were released was the Paladin Loa. We finally get the Paladin Spirit, and oh, it's a beauty. It's so good. And I'll tell you why. It's a 4-drop 0/3 with the stealth for 1 turn, and it's a rare, you know, all of that sort of stuff that goes along with the spirits. Spirit of the Tiger. After you cast a spell, summon a tiger with stats equal to its cost. Ooh! Good job, Blizzard. You made good cards. This has so many different implications that I can't even wrap my brain around it. Because if you think about it, this, you can play it turn 10, you can play a spirit, and then you can play a Spikeridge Steed to protect your Spirit of the Tiger. And if you play a Spikeridge Steed, you get something that has Spikeridge Steed and a 6/6 Tiger. And because you hopefully, you know, of course there's silence and AoE effects and targeted spells, so it's not totally fail-proof, but there's a good chance that with the stealth for 1 turn and the Spikeridge Steed protecting it and the 6/6 Tiger that's now on the board, your Spirit of the Tiger will be fairly protected. Like I said, of course, it's not fail-proof, but with that protection, you can then start playing a bunch of spells. Your next turn, you'll have 10 mana again, and you can play a bunch of little spells. You can play like a timeout, give yourself a 3/3 Tiger, and then you can play some, I don't know, you could play Blessing of Kings, give yourself a 4/4 Tiger, make the 6/6 Tiger a 10/10 Tiger. You could go so many different routes with this. You can fill your board with a bunch of little to medium-sized minions, or you can go crazy and you could play like a Spikeridge Steed. You could play big stuff, because they're releasing big stuff for Paladin now, and you could get a 7/7 Tiger that they have to deal with, or you can go the route of Blessing of Kings and the Quest Paladin, to where you buff the tigers, and when you buff the tigers, you get more tigers. This is so ridiculous. And I don't think it's fair to judge it and attack it for the fact that it can get silenced and it can get removed with AoE effects or targeted effects and stuff like that. I understand that that can happen, but still, if your opponent is dumb enough to leave this on the board and you can start to generate tiger after tiger after tiger, then it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Will your opponent let that happen? Probably not. Hopefully your opponent's smart enough to not let this sit there. But still, it's 5 stars. The implications that you can do with this is crazy. 5 stars. So we're jumping ship with Paladin for a second, even though that's absolutely ridiculous over there. We're going to this ship, and the reason why I say the ship analogy is because it's a rogue card. Pirates. Oh my god, hold on. Straight up, no lying, just had the epiphany, because I'm looking at the rogue Loa, which I'm about to talk about, and I get why it's pirates. They're pirates because the Loa is a shark. I didn't make that connection before, and I just made that connection now. So this is the Rogue Loa, meaning it is a legendary minion. It is 5 costed for a 2/2. It is called Garal the Shark. Cool art. It's a big shark boy. I like it. But you're thinking 5/5 for a 2/2? That seems pretty dumb and pretty bad. Well, Battlecry, eat a minion in your deck and gain its stats. Not bad. Death Rattle, add it to your hand. So you eat the minion, and then when it dies, you can cut open the belly of the shark and grab the minion out, and you can use it, which is pretty good, especially with the Rogue Spirit, doubling your battle cries. That was a 4-drop. This is a 5-drop. So on turn 9, for 9 mana, you can drop your Stealthy Boy, and then you can drop your Sharky Boy, and you can chomp 2 minions. You get hopefully a pretty decently statted 5-drop, and the value doesn't stop there. You get to cut it open when it dies and get your 2 minions back. So I don't think it's super bad. It's very spicy. Like, it's an interesting effect, I think, and it's really cool how they did that, because a lot of the stuff is pirates, and then the shark eats the pirates, and then you get the pirates back when it dies. So flavorfully, Rogue is one of my favorite classes in this set, but power-wise, I'm giving this a 4-star. It's pretty alright without the spirit, but with the spirit makes it really good. Without the spirit, I think it's decent. But understanding that you're basically saving this with the spirit for turn 9, 4 stars. So we have another legendary minion, the second legendary in neutral, a 10-drop named Heikara, the Soul Flayer. Soul Flayer? Did they really call the card Soul Flayer? Like, they really named something Soul Flayer? Like that, whatever. It is a 9/6, but Death Rattle, shuffle a Corrupted Blood into each player's deck. I don't know what Corrupted Blood is. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to take a seat for this one for a second. This is some spicy stuff. So Corrupted Blood is a 1-mana spell, casts when drawn, take 3 damage. After you draw, shuffle 2 copies of this into your deck. Oh boy, is this? So the only implications that would be crazy in my opinion is if someone threw this in Mill Rogue. If they threw this in Mill Rogue and Wild, this would be disgusting. But in a standard format, it's a 9/6 for 10 that does the Dark Creator, I meant to say the Darkness meme effect, of where draw this, something happens, and then I shuffle 2 more into your deck, which makes it so that the odds of you doing the crazy thing are then going to be higher. This is weird. This is new. This is different, which I applaud Hearthstone for doing. Like, that's cool. That's interesting. It's new. Is it good? I don't know. The only thing that we can like really compare this to is like the bomb that gets shuffled into your deck from that one 5-drop card that you see sometimes being played in Shutterwalk Shaman, or the Darkness. That's what it's called. The Darkness, but shuffles the 3 candles. So there's not much stuff that like shuffles into your opponent's deck that sees a whole lot of play, especially at 10 mana. But once they do draw the first copy, it does get more likely for them to draw the second copy. This could be a game finisher. It could take the place of Fatigue for some reason. I don't know. This is weird. I'm going to say like 3 stars. You would have to build around the fact that you would be milling your opponent for this to be worth it. Or if you just play this like super late game, so they have a much higher chance of drawing the Corrupted Blood, a meme-worthy finisher, or a very good card in like Mill Rogue. But even that, you want them to take the fatigue damage and not just the 3 damage in Mill Rogue. Because all I can think of is they run out of cards, and instead of taking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, they're just taking 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So you would much rather them take the fatigue damage, unless I'm thinking about this in the totally wrong way, and you don't want it to be their fatigue. Like, you want to play it on turn 10, so they've only potentially drawn around 13 to 14 cards out of their deck. Maybe 15 to 16, because to be honest, they're probably going to play some draw effects. And then in that case, you would get the Corrupted Blood in early and you would get damage going. But then your opponent, as soon as you play this, your opponent no longer has to worry about fatigue. They just have to understand that they will be taking 3 damage every turn once they run out of their own cards, which I don't think you want. If you are ahead in the fatigue, you want your opponent to be taking the fatigue with you, because it's only valued for 2 turns, for the 1, the 2, and then you take the 3, and then you would take the 4. But instead of that, you would take the 3. Because it also doesn't say draw another card. It just says when this card is drawn, shuffle 2 more in. So it's not like you could infinitely draw, and kill them. It's draw a card, take 3 damage, put 2 more into your deck, take your turn. I don't think that Blizzard would release something that would basically just be an OTK. Like, you blow up your opponent's deck with something like the Seals and Rin, and then you play Soul Filayer, and then you just make them continuously draw. Like, draw, and then they would just lose because they would continuously take 3 damage. I don't know how this card works, and I'm assuming it doesn't work like that, so then it's bad because you want them to take the fatigue damage. I don't know. 2 stars. I don't know what this is. Leave comments. I don't know. 2 stars. So we're moving back to Paladin. This is a 4-drop Paladin minion at the rare slot. It is a 4/4. His name is Zendarli Templar. It is a 4/4 minion battlecry. If you've restored 10 health this game, gain +4/+4 and taunt. There's plenty of stuff that restores health in Paladin. Would you want that? You probably would want that, to be totally honest, if you're going to be playing a very long game, grindy sort of Paladin that has Galvadon and Lanessa and the Loa and the Spirit Tiger and a bunch of high-costed spells to make the Loa worth playing. And if you're playing that sort of deck with a lot of like Blessing of Kings, just quest Pally with some control high-costed spells added to it, plus the Spirit, you probably are going to need a little bit of time to get going. So you would want to play the life gain and the restore health cards from Paladin. So I think this fits perfectly right in with no issue. Again, it's a 4-drop that has more value probably late game or mid game. So this is sort of a weird, not gonna really play this on curve card. And you also have to understand that you're not always going to get your heals right away as well, or you don't want to waste your heals to get this card activated. So it's one of those cards, kind of like the Omegas, where they say, you guys can use this whenever you want, but everyone uses the Omegas on turn 10. Like, if you don't use an Omega on turn 10, somebody's like, oh, he's desperate. He needs a play. He's desperate for a play. This seems like one of those cards to where if you play it on turn 4, he's like, whoa, he really needs a curve or he really needs a tempo play. You know what I mean? So this seems pretty good, with the understanding that this is probably like a turn 9, a turn 10 play, and not a turn 4 play, because you would need time to lose health, regain health, and all of that shenanigans. But that being said, it's still pretty decent. It's still an 8/8 with taunt for 4, and if you play it otherwise, then it's just a 4/4 taunt for 4, which is pretty eh. Or it doesn't even have taunt. It's just a 4/4 for 4 if you don't do the battle cry. So with that, I'm gonna give this 3 stars. So we got another legendary. It's been like 2 seconds since we've had a legendary, now that I think about it, but doesn't matter. This is the Warrior Troll Warlord thingy dude. He is a 4 mana 4/3. His name is War Master Voon. The battle cry: copy all dragons in your hand. Come on! More stuff. I have no idea whether or not it's good, because as it stands, it's pretty good, because you can get a copy of a Yashera, and you can get a copy of a Bone Drake, and you can get another Primordial Drake, and you can get another one of the things. There's stuff. There is very good dragons right now that is in standard that Warrior can play. But again, they're all high costed. So you get more high cost cards which give you high value for 4 mana. It's not that well statted. It's a 4 mana 4/3. It's kinda eh. But you get copies of all of the dragons back to your hand. As it stands, it's really good because you get another Yashera, another Primordial Drake, another Bone Drake, another Scalehide dude who throws the sword thing. There's good stuff for dragons in Warrior. But are they going to release more dragons for Warrior? I don't know. Are we just expected to play with the dragons that we already have? Sure, as it stands, this card is probably a 4-star card. You can just copy so much value. You get a lot of stuff that's pretty good, but all on the high costed end. So do you really want to play this turn 4 and then wait till turn 9 to drop the 2 Yasheras you have, and wait till turn 8 to drop the 2 Primordial Drakes you have? But it's not bad. It's show me board, Blizzard. This is not the correct order. Show me all of the dragon stuff, and then show me this card to be like, oh my god, I can copy all of those new warrior dragons. Holy mackerel, yes. Please, I want, yes. Warrior dragons. Get me hype about the dragons, and then show me the stuff that gives me value for playing dragons. If you're gonna release them. That's just what I have to say about your warrior dragon idea. It's not a bad card, it's a 4-star card, but just show me the good dragons first, and then show me the stuff that values dragons. Here is the last card that they have released thus far. It is Fire Tree Witch Doctor. It is a 2-mana neutral rare minion, and ooh, is it kind of maybe good? I don't know. Fred thinks it's really, really good, but I say Dredgeologist. Remember that 2-mana 2/3 that discovers a spell when you have a Treant on the board? People thought that that was really good, and in a Treant token deck. And is that seeing play anymore in any of the token decks? Maybe a little bit, not really. There's better stuff to play than that, I guess. The thing that this card has, that I can't say it. Dredgeologist, or whatever that one. Can't say it. Witch Doctor has the fact that it's neutral, therefore we can play it in any class we want. Also in Wild, I guess you can also play Dragon Priest and throw this in your Dragon Priest deck if you want. I don't talk about Wild that much because I don't play it. Warrior Dragon, if they're going to make that a thing. Any other thing that relies or cares that you have dragons, you might want to play this there. Fred thinks it's really good. I think it's going to be pretty decent. I trust Fred's opinion, so I'm going to say 3.5 stars. He's got more experience than me in this game. I saw Dredgeologist, and this reminds me too much of Dredgeologist, which was decent. Like, it's not bad. 3.5 stars. Okay, so that is the last of this set's releases thus far. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Please leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. There is going to be so much content being pumped out this week because there is the rest of the releases to come. Like, almost all of the rest of the releases are coming this week. I'm super hyped. I am very excited. Blizzard finally made a fun, good-looking set that has cool, synergistic effects, new and different mechanics, and it's fun. This, I'm going to be honest, I liked Call Watson Catacombs. I thought the Witchwood was a cool set. I thought Boone's Day was pretty lackluster. And now, this one, this is good. Like, this is a good set, I think. There is some cool, interesting, fun stuff that you can build. And the cards are cool, and they're flavorful. Like, we've seen a lot of the set thus far. We have seen 45 out of the 35 cards, so I mean, we haven't seen that much of the set. But still, it looks cool. I like what I see. So thank you, Blizzard, for making a good set. But that's all that I have right now. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Tons of content coming out this week. Check out the links in the description. If you want to, please do support me on Patreon, but just watching this video is help enough. But if you feel so inclined, please check out that in the description. Also, there is social media links down there. I stream Hearthstone and other games, so go check those out. I post whenever I'm about to go live. Just go check out all the links in the description. Just go do that. But anyway, Michael from StevensvilleGamers is going to be signing off now, so hopefully you guys keep the all-year spirit with you. And 1, 2, 3, oh yeah!